Let me explain cause and effect. The problem is the amateur, he doesn't really know how to get the face back square. What happens in golf, the toe wanders open here, and then guys get up here and then fire, and they come down like this. So because the face is open, the average guy either starts playing the ball too far forward, which gives them more time to square up the face, or when they come down, they hang back to square up the face, and of course the handle's behind the ball, and that's scooping it. If you really only want to have one bad thing going on in your swing that'll kill you, is adding loft. That's the difference between a good player and a bad player. Trapping the ball, really, most guys that trap it will move it back about 1 inch from where they start, but if you want to really know how to do it right, you get in front of a full-length mirror and put a lipstick marker right in this area here, and
so
what
if you had
right there,
the lipstick mark would be right like that.
So what you want to do is you want to lead the handle at least to the line, folks, but trapping it is actually when you lead about 1 inch past the line, and then when you come down, you turn the face slightly down, and that traps the ball on the club face with the shaft angle, makes the ball usually draw about 10 feet, 5 to 10 feet, that move, and it really sticks on the face. That's why they call it trapping it. So really the key is move it back in your stance just a little bit, make your lead past the ball maybe 1 inch, and then practice stopping with the face square or a little shut. And the ball will go about a club longer that way with your short irons, and boy, you talk about spin and a little tiny draw, it'll just scoot right into the back left pin.
You're taking, when you're trapping that, you're taking loft off the club face and having that club shaft leaning forward there. When you were striking your best, and obviously, you know, the early 70s might have been some of the best ever, did you get a sense that your weight was moving forward into that hit, or was it just an image of what impact looked like for you?
People don't realize that one of the easiest ways to make a weight shift and get a good strike is to keep the club low after you hit it. If you keep the club low after you hit it, you'll always have a weight shift. If your club is already coming up, you're going to always have this shift. So one of the really good things to think about if you're having trouble hanging back on your right side is just keep the club down low in the palm. See the wrinkles in the back of this hand right here? If you hit this way, you're going to be always a lousy golfer, okay? But if you can hit that way with a little angle in your wrist, and then if you want to trap it, you actually turn it that way. So the difference is a lot of people will try to trap it, scooping it this way. That's not trapping. You get here, and watch this huge muscle I have right here, golfing muscle. It gets right there on the ball, and then it turns down like that. And that's a Hogan move. You get here, and that makes you supinate. So right there, that's a real, whenever you see a guy in that position, you know he's a heck of a player. If you see the palm up, hacker time.
Now, one of the other things that you talked about to that point of creating that shaft lean was the lead side of the body, and how the scoop kind of initiates with this upward thrust almost from the lead side.
I find the number one fault in golfers is adding loft. That's the number one. But one of the reasons why amateurs do add loft is they get in here, and I guess inherently you think to create power, how do I create power? And what they get about right here, and they drive this belly, I call it belly popper. They drive the belly like this, and of course you hit behind it, you can cut across it, you top it, and you'll see on tour players like Natalie Gulbis, Paula Creamer, Dustin Johnson, they'll actually bow down to the shot. Trevino, myself, you'll see some guys bowing down to the shot, but you will not see pros popping this out. So one thing about impact, you want to get good impact strike, keep your belly down right here, level, either level or even bow down a little bit to it. And a lot of the great ball strikers in history have bowed down just a little bit to it. Here's the key move the pros use in their address position that allow that long high carry, okay? They get right in here, and instead of standing in this position, they take their whole spine and tuck underneath it. Watch that, tuck underneath right there. That allows you to sweep the club away lower than normal and puts you in this uppercut position and gives you the big power. Watch this again. Right here, tuck underneath here, and watch what that does. The head goes back, the hips go underneath it, the spine tilts just slightly, and watch what it does here on this shot. Yes, that's the shot I was looking for. Right down the middle, high and straight. That'll help you too. Try it. My brush drill, it'll probably be someday when I pass on, it'll say, here lies Johnny Brush Miller. And really what I do here, I learned this actually, they did call me sort of a nitpicker because I just sort of brushed the grass with my iron cane. I didn't take a big divot. But later I learned to use this on my fairway woods and all my shots except for tee shots, and that was, you make a little line here if you want, like this, And what you want to do on your swing is you make a nice circle, set on the line, make a nice circle and a brush on that side of the line. This is the pro side of the line. You see the line right here. This is the pro side of the line. So in this brush thing, if you practice it on your chips and everything else, hitting the little wedges just down, up, down, and brush. And to me, of all the tips, and I probably have 1,000 tips, this is the best tip for the amateur there is, no doubt about it. I think the most important thing you can do in the bunker, in my mind, is consistently hit about that far behind it. Everything else is secondary. If you hit that far behind it, it's going to come out onto the green. If you hit that far behind it, it's going right there, right?
Yep.
And if you don't hit the sand, it's going across the green on the other side. So you can say all you want about a bunker shot, but the most important thing is to be able to hit about that far behind the ball. And the reason why people have trouble doing that is they don't center themselves. And what I try to do is put my nose right on that spot, which is right there. Right here. Now, when you hit that spot, it won't show up there because the flange is that wide. It'll show up back here. But in reality, you're trying to hit about this far behind the ball, and you put your nose right on that spot. If I put my head like that, I'll probably hit back here. If I put my head on the ball, you'll hear that click, and it'll go right over the green. So it's the most important thing you can do in the bunker, if you ask me, is center your head and everything about your body right on that spot, because that's your goal, is to hit that spot, not the ball. The ball has nothing to do with it.